Okay, alright, so picture this. You wake up, you don't even know where you are anymore. You don't even know who you are. There's a little girl staring at you like you're the only thing standing between her and the end of the world. And honestly, you might be. Oh, and also, you're a giant metal man in a diving suit at the bottom of the ocean. Cool, 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 cool. Welcome to Rapture. Again, before we go absolutely unhinged with the story, you need a tiny bit of context. BioShock 2 is set in Rapture, the underwater dystopian city built by a guy named Andrew Ryan, who basically said, what if we made this Atlantis, but real life? That city fell apart in the first game. Civil war, drug epidemic fueled by genetic superpowers called Adam. Everybody lost their minds. That was 1960. BioShock 2 jumps back to 1968. 8 years after the events of BioShock 1. Rapture is a wreck. The lights are flickering, the walls are leaking, the citizens are feral junkies called splicers who will absolutely try to kill you with a lead pipe. Ridiculous. And you are a big daddy. Specifically, you are the big daddy.
To advance the common good through social psychiatry.
Subject Delta, the very first prototype of the most iconic enemy from the very first game. Now walking around, sentient, with feelings, and a mission. This is already a lot. It gets so much worse. The game opens in 1958. You're Delta. You've got a little sister, a little girl named Eleanor Lamb, who's been surgically bonded to you. That's what big daddies do. They protect little sisters who are basically living atom harvesters in little dresses. It's messed up.
Daddy, big sister doesn't want you playing with me.
You and Eleanor are walking through Rapture's fancy establishments, whether it be at Ryan's Amusements or anything else, and everything is fine. It's fine. And then a woman shows up, Sophia Lamb, Eleanor's mother, and Sophia Lamb is a lot.
Dead man. 10 years, Subject Delta, since I watched you put a gun to your head and pull the trigger.
Okay,
but take heart. Out of your pain, paradise was born. I don't know how you survived, but your suffering is over now. These men will ease your burden. Please understand that like all I have done, this is an act of love.
She's calm, she's commanding, she talks like every word she said is scripture, and she proceeds to use her cult-like control over Rapture's population to force you to put a gun to your own head and pull the trigger. You die on the floor of a Rapture restaurant while Eleanor watches. Roll credits. Just kidding. But also, that is the opening. The game opens with the protagonist dying. In the first 5 minutes, this is the energy we're working with. Cut to 10 years later, 1968, Delta wakes up on the ocean floor, sputtering, confused, and somehow not dead. Why? Because Eleanor, who has spent a decade slowly gathering her own strength, her own agency, her own plan, has been pulling Adam through her little sisters and feeding it back to you through the ocean itself. She resurrected you from across Rapture. This girl is 10 years old, has been under her mother's control her entire life, and she casually reverse engineered death. We love Eleanor. Eleanor is the character of all time. More on her later though. So Delta wakes up, he's got no memories behind that dinner, and he has no idea where he is, and immediately a woman's voice starts talking to him through the intercoms. That woman is Sophia Lamb.
To my daughter, Eleanor, soon you will be born, and Rapture will be your home.
Sophia Lamb. Okay.
You shall be raised as I was, to advance the common good through social psychiatry. This city's potential is immeasurable, Eleanor. Yet our beliefs are unwelcome here.
I don't trust no one.
Life will be difficult, but the price of revolution is always dear. If we are patient with her, Rapture will come to us.
Eleanor's mother, the one who made him shoot himself. And Sophia Lamb wants him dead. Again, more permanently this time though, however. Why? Because Eleanor resurrecting Delta means Eleanor still cares about him.
You are not alone. Think of me not as leader, but as mother to the Rapture family.
And Sophia Lamb has a plan, a grand, sweeping, philosophically bonkers plan, and Delta being alive is a complication she cannot afford. Okay, we need to talk about Sophia Lamb because she is a fascinating part of this most unhinged story. Sophia is a psychiatrist. Before Rapture fell, she was Andrew Ryan's ideological opposite. Ryan believed in the individual, personal freedom, self-interest, every man for himself. Lamb believed in the collective. She thought selfhood was basically a disease. The human suffering came from wanting things for yourself. Her philosophy, which she calls the Rapture family, is the individual identity should be dissolved into a communal whole, which sounds almost nice until you realize the way she implements this is by brainwashing people using Adam to literally rewrite their psychology and grooming her own daughter from birth to be the vessel for something called the utopian. She wants Eleanor to become a being with no self of her own, just pure, distilled humanity carrying the memories and personalities of everyone in Rapture, ready to be unleashed on the surface world to save it. So on one hand, you have Ryan, selfish, egomaniac who burned the city down with his own ideology. On the other hand, you have Lamb, selfless zealot who wants to erase the concept of the self entirely. BioShock is simply asking you, is there a right answer? And also, could you please stop getting hit by a wrench while you think about it? So Delta's goal is simple. Find Eleanor, get her out, don't die again. To do that, he has to cross the entirety of ruined Rapture, which is now essentially a city-sized cult compound run by Lamb and her followers, who call themselves the Rapture family. These are people Lamb has psychologically reshaped, brainwashed splicers who genuinely believe in her philosophy and will throw themselves at you to stop you from reaching Eleanor. Along the way, Delta meets a rotating cast of people who are all, in their own way, completely falling apart. There's Augustus Sinclair, a businessman, entrepreneur, and the most charming con man in an underwater dystopia. He's guiding Delta through Rapture via radio, acting helpful, calling him partner, being weirdly likable. He made money off Rapture's collapse. He built the place Delta is walking through. His motives are complicated. We'll get there. There's Bridget Tenenbaum, one of the scientists who originally created the Little Sisters, now trying to undo the damage she's caused. She's guilt-ridden and brilliant, and she gives you possibly the most important choice in the game. Save the Little Sisters you encounter, or harvest them for Adam. This choice matters a lot. There's Gil Alexander, a scientist who was once Lamb's most devoted follower and volunteered to merge his consciousness with Rapture's Adam supply and become a god. He's now a giant, weeping, regretful blob suspended in a tank of liquid, and he spends his audio logs altering between helping you and begging you to kill him. He is deeply unwell. He's also correct.
And on the panel in front of you will administer a massive jolt of electricity to the tank. More than enough to kill me. Whatever I may say to dissuade you, do not listen. The man whose voice you hear now is long gone. As my mind fades, I find my thoughts.
And then there's Stanley Poole, a journalist who sold Eleanor out to Lamb when she was a child to protect himself.
Wrong. See, with Adam involved, every stiff's got a story, and Lamb knows how to read it. If that stuff makes it back to her, I'm an obituary. So, I want you to take the story of Dionysus Park and bury it. Get rid of the Little Sisters for me. Your way. Do that, and I'll unlock the station here.
He's a coward, and you get to decide what to do with him, and I'm saying nothing else. Here's the twist that makes BioShock 2 actually really special. Eleanor is watching you the entire time. Through her little sisters, Eleanor has eyes everywhere in Rapture. She watches how Delta treats people. Does he save little sisters or harvest them? Does he show mercy to the people he encounters? Or does he leave destruction in his wake? Is he violent, compassionate, ruthless? Because Eleanor is going to become what Delta is. She's been isolated her entire life. Delta is her only window into what a person can choose to be. She literally learns morality from watching you, yes, you, play the game. This is the most elegant piece of game design in the whole entire thing. Your choices aren't just about your playthrough ending, they're sculpting Eleanor's soul in real time. She even tells you this on multiple occurrences. She talks you through the intercoms as you travel, and there's this incredible, heartbreaking tenderness to her voice. This is a girl who has never been free, never been allowed to want things, who has poured a decade of hope into the idea that Delta is coming for her. Delta finally reaches Persephone, the prison facility at the bottom of Rapture, where Lamb has been operating. He's carving through Rapture family members. He's dismantling Lamb's operation piece by piece, and he is so close to Eleanor. And then Sophia Lamb captures Sinclair, a businessman who'd been helping Delta, and forces him into a Big Daddy suit. Turns him into one against his will and sends him after Delta. You have to fight Sinclair, the guy who'd been your guide, your only real ally, who called you partner the whole game. And if you kill him, he has a final audio log where he, still barely himself, tells you he's glad it was you, not them. If you showed him mercy, he dies thanking you. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Delta reaches Eleanor, but Sophia is ready. She's pumped Eleanor full of her own personality, her own philosophy, tried to break the bond between them by rewriting Eleanor's mind. She tells Delta that Eleanor is gone, that the girl he came to save doesn't exist anymore. And then Eleanor blows a hole in the glass, because Eleanor is still in there. She was always in there. She just let her mother think she'd won because Eleanor is, let's be honest, the smartest person in Rapture by a significant mile. Eleanor helps Delta give him his own atom to keep him going, and together they fight to reach the surface. Sophia Lamb makes one last move. She floods the escape route, planning to drown Delta because Delta is running out of time. The bond between Big Daddy and Little Sister is biological. Without Eleanor close by, he degrades. He's been dying the entire game. Every step towards the surface is costing him. And here's where you, the player, made all those choices. All that Eleanor watched, all that she absorbed. The endings hinge on two major things: how you treated the little sisters, and key moral choices you made throughout the game. Like, did you save Gil? Did you save Stanley? Based on that, you got a different ending. For me, we got the good ending, because we were going for the achievements.
The bombs, Father! We're falling! Run!
To the surface. Did we die?
And then, Father, the Rapture dream was over. You taught me that evil is just a word. Under the skin, it's simple pain. For you, mercy was victory. You sacrificed, you endured, and when given the chance, you forgave. Always. Mother believed this world was irredeemable, but she was wrong, Father. We are Utopia, you and I, and in forgiving, we left the door open for her. The Rapture dream is over, but in waking, I am reborn. This world is not ready for me, yet here I am. It would be so easy to misjudge them. You are my conscience, Father, and I need you to guide me.
Big brass balls.
You will always be with me now, Father. Your memories, your drives. And when I need you, you'll be there on my shoulder, whispering.
So you killed me? Did you kill me or did I die?
If Utopia is not a place, but a people, then we must choose carefully, for the world is about to change. And in our story, Rapture was just the beginning.
Eleanor saves Delta's mind, extracts his memories, his personality, everything that made him him, into herself. He dies, but he lives on through her. She surfaces into sunlight for the first time. Sophia Lamb tries one last time to stop her, and Eleanor chooses, based on everything she learned from watching Delta be merciful, to save her mother instead of letting her drown. She walks out into the world she's never seen, carrying her father inside her, ready to actually live. It's genuinely beautiful. Now, when we were going through the main story, we unlocked a handful of these achievements and probably a large bulk of what we needed to get. So we unlocked Daddy's Home, Distance Hacker, Protector, upgraded a weapon, adopted a little sister, Prolific Hacker, Unbreakable, Sinclair's Solution. We went ahead and bought a slot, First Research, Granddaddy, fully upgraded a weapon. We confronted Grace, Master Hacker, Big Spender, One Research Track, defeated the Preacher, Master Gatherer, Look at You Hacker, Nose for News, fully upgraded a Plasmid, dealt with every little sister in the game, Trap Master, found Lamb's hideout, Savior, Reunion, Max Plasmids, all Plasmids, Counterattack, Heading to the Surface, and Escape. Now, because we're no bitch, we did this all with no Vita Chambers, and we did it on the hardest difficulty, getting brass balls, and against all odds. Now, also with that, we went ahead and did a little bit of cleanup, because now it's time for the cleanup. We went ahead and took a golf club, swung that right off the top of Andrew Ryan's head, getting 9 irony. We also went ahead and protected a little sister from getting attacked, or ourselves getting Master Protector. And because in my first playthrough, I fucked up and missed just 3 audio logs, and I fucked up and I missed the thuggish splicers, and again I fucked up and missed 1 fully upgraded scenario. We had to do another playthrough. We had to go ahead and fully research every single splicer, getting Research Master. We had to go ahead and get every single upgrade turret or upgrade weapon station, calling all weapons upgraded, and then also go ahead and get 100 audio logs, getting Rapture Historian. Now, BioShock 2 is the overlooked middle child of the trilogy that everybody slept on because it didn't have the shock of the original and didn't have the spectacle of Infinite. But it has Eleanor, and it has a father-daughter story buried under all the genetic horror and philosophy debates that hits harder than it has to at any rite. Also, you can shoot bees out of your hands. That never stops being funny, so that's always a win.
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
And with that being said, this is BioShock 2 Remastered. That's the story.
But wait! There's more!
Okay, now that we've gone ahead and completed the main story, it's time to start tackling some of the DLC. First up is the Protector Trials. And you know what BioShock 2 needed? More chaos. More stress. More standing in a room while 12 splicers sprint at your face and you're just praying you put the turret in the right place. 2K heard that. They made the Protector trials. You're welcome. You're also not welcome. It's both. Okay, so strip away the story, strip away Eleanor, strip away Sophia Lamb, strip away all the philosophy, just delete it. What you're left with is this. You're a big daddy. There's little sisters, splicers that want her dead. Your job is to make sure that doesn't happen. That's it. That's the whole thing. It is the purest possible distillation of the big daddy fantasy, and it is ruthless. The trials take existing rooms from Rapture, places you've already been, places that felt safe to explore at your own pace, and turn them into combat arenas. Waves of splicers, increasingly unhinged difficulty, a little sister doing her harvest thing in the middle of it all completely unbothered while you are having the worst time of your life. The game is basically a disappointed coach standing behind you going, "More creative, please," while a man with a pipe wrench rushes at your little sister. Higher scores unlock concept art and extra content, so yes, you're being graded in Underwater Apocalypse on style points. But more importantly, what we're going for is the A rank and maxing out those stars on every single one of these trials, because that's what we need for these achievements. Now, the Protector trials are exactly what happens when a game looks at its very best mechanic, protecting a little sister from absolute mayhem, and says, let's do just that repeatedly until someone cries. It's not deep, it's not emotional, nobody's wife is preserved in a computer, it's just you, a little girl, and an unreasonably high number of angry splicers. Honestly, kind of a good time. Now, when we were going ahead and going through the Protector trials, we also unlocked Litmus Test, Perfect Protector, Acid Test, Get a Bigger Bucket, Enemy of the Family, Trial by Fire, and Guardian Angel. Now, since we're going for the platinum here, obviously we have to go ahead and tackle Minerva's Den. Now, Minerva's Den is a section of Rapture nobody visited in the main game. It's the tech hub, the brain of the whole city. Every light switch, every vending machine, every locked door in Rapture, all of it was managed from here by a supercomputer called the Thinker. Rapture's version of an AI built by one man, Charles Milton Porter. Now, this go around, you are not Delta. Instead, you're Subject Sigma, another big daddy, another silent protector, another guy who woke up with no memories in a very bad situation. A man named C.M. Porter, Charles Milton Porter, is guiding you through the den via radio, trying to help you reach the Thinker and escape Rapture altogether. Simple enough, except nothing in Rapture is ever simple. Minerva's Den is run, or was run, by a man named Reed Wall. He was Porter's partner, co-creator of the Thinker, and has lost his absolute mind. Wall has been injecting himself with so much Adam, trying to boost his intelligence, that he's now operating on a different plane of reality than the rest of us. He sees probability cascades, he predicts the futures, he talks like a man whose brain was running for 4 conversations simultaneously, and none of them are with you. He's brilliant, he's terrifying, and he has locked down all of Minerva's Den because he believes the Thinker belongs to him. He and Porter had a falling out. Wall had Porter arrested, sent to Persephone prison, the whole operation collapsed, and Wall has been sitting in the wreckage ever since, alone with a supercomputer slowly becoming something that used to be human. Your job? Get through Wall, reach the Thinker, extract the core, get out. Easy enough. Now, as you fight your way through the den, you listen to Pearl Porter's voice on the radio. It's warm, urgent, rooting for you every step of the way, as well as C.M. Porter's voice. You piece together some audio logs. Porter built the Thinker partly as a love letter. He fed it Pearl's speech patterns, her voice, her personality, so the machine could talk like her. Because Pearl died in Rapture's Civil War, Porter was so destroyed by her death that he essentially tried to resurrect her inside of a computer. That's heartbreaking. But okay, we're moving. As you get through the entire game here, you end up defeating Wall. You reach the Thinker's core, and then the game tells you the hard-hitting truth. You are Charles Milton Porter. Sigma is Porter. Porter, grief-stricken after Pearl's death, descended into Rapture's politics, got on the wrong side of Ryan and Lamb, both, was arrested, sent to Persephone, and turned into a big daddy. His memories, gone. His face, sealed inside of a metal suit. His voice guiding him through his own facility this entire time. The Thinker, running Pearl's personalities, his dead wife's voice, preserved in a machine he built, guiding him home. He built the Thinker to never lose her. And the Thinker spent the whole DLC using her voice to save him. Now, after the ending and you end up extracting the core, there's a final audio log set on the surface. Porter, free, starting over, the Thinker humming somewhere nearby. It's quiet. It's warm. It's the only genuinely hopeful ending anybody gets in Rapture with no asterisks attached.
I lived through the Blitz, Pearl, and the fall of Rapture. They took my memory, my voice, everything that made me a man. But nothing ever scared me so much as saying goodbye. I wanted to save you. I couldn't resist trying to bring you back the only way I knew how. But you didn't want that. I know it now. And I think I'm finally ready to let you go your way. I stand here with the sun on my face, and it's almost like I can feel you smiling. Goodbye, Pearl.
Minerva's Den is 3 hours long and it will rearrange your insides. It's proof that you can build a complete, devastating, beautiful story in almost no space at all, as long as every single piece of it means something. A man built a god machine to keep his wife's voice alive. That machine used her voice to bring him home. I'm not crying. The den is just leaking. You know how Rapture is. Now, going through Minerva's Den, we unlocked a large majority of these achievements on our playthrough. There were only a couple we really had to keep an eye out for, but during our playthrough, we went ahead and tackled Lancer Killer, Login, Atom Addict, Root Access Granted, Pseudo, and Logout. Now, the things that we had to pay attention to were Atom Addict, the Garbage Collection, and High Score. Atom Addict was where we just had to simply go ahead and save every single little sister in Minerva's Den, which was 6 of them. We had to kill 10 garbage vacuums that were lurking around the level. And we had to get the high score of 9,999 in a minigame called Spitfire, where I was raging over the mechanics and the delay of this game. Don't get me started on this shit. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, comment, whether or not you got the good or bad ending or good or evil ending, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.